What is going on YouTube? It is your boy Freakeasy Gaming. Welcome back to another Fallout 4 video. In today's Fallout 4 video, we are going to be analyzing the Automatron trailer. For those of you that do not know, Fallout 4's first DLC, Automatron, now has an official trailer out. If you guys haven't seen the video, I will leave a link down in the description below. I suggest you guys go watch the video after this video is over, or before the video begins any further, because you guys will want to know what I'm talking about when you actually see what I'm going to be talking about. Now in this video we are going to be analyzing the Automatron trailer. Now what I mean by that is basically I have taken a bunch of screenshots from the trailer itself, and we're basically going to be talking about those things in the screenshots. Now the screenshots basically cover the whole trailer, but I suggest you guys go watch the whole thing. Originally in this video I wanted to show you guys the trailer and comment on it. However, with the copyright system in place, that is kind of hard to do without getting in trouble. However, I can talk about screenshots that I have taken myself from the actual trailer. So let's get right into it. As you guys can see here, this is the first screenshot of the trailer. Basically what happens is it opens up and this robot in the middle is asking you for help to defeat the Mechanist. In the background we could see a few dead bodies with a few dead robots and stuff like that. Now this robot's asking you to help defeat the Mechanist, and then it moves on into this screenshot here. Now this screenshot appears to be a factory of some sort, maybe where the Mechanist is actually building the robots and stuff like that. I've been all over the wasteland, all over the Commonwealth, and I have not found this building. I have not found a building that looks similar to this one. I have found one that looks very similar to this one. However, it is not the same one. And it's really cool to see that there's going to be a factory. Either they're going to add a new building in the game, or maybe it's going to be a building that wasn't accessible before and you're going to be able to access it now because you have the DLC. Or maybe it's just some building on a separate part of the map. Maybe they're going to expand the map a little bit. Then it goes into this third screenshot here. And in this third screenshot, what we can actually see is a bunch of robots. Now, these bunch of robots, in my opinion, they're just standing around, and it looks like they're in a prison of some sort. As you guys could tell, there are some cells over here. Maybe the Mechanist was keeping these robots prisoners and just trying to reform them, or maybe he built them and just kept them in cages until he had enough robots to take over the wasteland, because, well, that's what the Automatron DLC is about, is basically the Mechanist. He releases a bunch of evil robots into the Commonwealth, and you have to stop them from causing trouble. Now in the fourth image here, we could see a Protectron. Now this Protectron has SentryBot legs. We could see that he has a gamma gun for one hand, and in the other hand, I can't really tell what it is, but it might be a flamer because there are flames in front of him. Now I think this part of the video was inserted into the trailer because just to show off the variety of robots that they're actually going to have. The next screenshot then goes into a sort of door. Now this door opens up a little bit, and we're going to look at that image in a second, but it seems like a door, and it almost resembles the Vault door. You guys all know the Vault door. It looks really similar to this one. So I picture that maybe the Mechanist base is underground and you have to get to it, or you have to find it somehow. And then after the door opens up, it sort of opens up like this, and then we could see a Robo Brain in the background. For those of you that do not know what the Robo Brain is, it's actually the robot from Fallout New Vegas, if you guys remember it. I'll put a picture up of it so you guys can see it a little bit closer. Maybe you'll recognize it if you played Fallout games in the past. Then we move on to this seventh image here. Now this seventh image is a little bit creepy. We could tell that there's some Protectrons in the back here inside little pods. And if we look on the walls here, it looks like there's more pods, but it doesn't look like they have any robots in them. And if we look in the center here, it sort of looks like an altar, sort of a shrine built to some kind of something. I don't know what it is yet. We'll have to wait and see when the DLC does come out, but it looks like some type of shrine and altar. And we can also tell that this Protectron sort of has a human face in a little bit of a way. And then if we go into number 8, we could see that right here in the middle, I'll put a red circle around it, which I've been doing for most of these images. We could actually see a big old robot. It's actually a big old robot. Originally, I thought it was a throne or a thing that the Mechanist was actually sitting. But it's actually a big old robot, and we could see that this robot's obviously important because it almost has like an altar to itself, It's got like these 3 torches. It looks like it has a ramp leading up to it. Now I'm not sure if you guys could see that in the image right there. I'll put a red circle around it, but it looks like there's actually somebody trapped in that pod. It doesn't actually look like a robot, so that's kind of scaring me a little bit. I never noticed that. That's a little bit weird. I really can't tell what that is, if that's another skull. Oh, that just might be another skull, and it just looks like it is actually a person in there. So, yeah. And then in number 9, we have this robot again. And this is where the robot tells you we need to stop the mechanist. And that's really all she does. And then the trailer goes in to show you this. Now, if you guys pay attention to the background, you know that this is the Starlight Drive-In near Sanctuary, I believe. Not Sanctuary, but the other city. Forgot the name of the other city. But we could see that the background here is a Starlight Drive-In, and we could see this little platform that your character is using to build the robot. Now, obviously, to build the robot, you are going to need to get into the settlement building. You are probably going to need to farm supplies like like scraps, you know, the scrap metal, the circuitry, all that, to build this, to be able to build your own robot. So most likely, before you could build your own robot, you are actually going to need to build the device that the robot sits in. As you guys could tell, your character's using, and the device is sort of building the robot for you. Then it goes into, again, it shows another settlement. As we could tell by the background, it is the Red Rocket gas station where you find dog meat. And then we have the robot in the middle here, as we could see, and it looks like you could customize the robot. Now, from the customizations I've heard already, it's that you could customize the weapons that you put on your robot, the armor that you put on your robot, the voice of your robot, and the color of your robot. I'm not sure if I said color already, but it looks like here you're going to be able to customize the chest, probably be able to customize the head and both arms, maybe both legs or just the legs in general, sort of like your guys' armor system but applied to the robot. And then when we move on to screenshot number 12, it shows a bigger robot, a actually really big bad robot. As you can tell, this guy looks pretty awesome. He has a Gatling laser on one hand, and it looks like on his other hand he has the new chain lightning gun. I will show you guys more images of the chain lightning gun later on, but this robot looks pretty badass in my opinion. You could tell again it's at the Starlight Drive-In in the background. He's also in this device that you're most likely going to have to build to actually build him. And then he looks like a different robot, something that we've never seen before. He's sort of got tank treads on his wheels. He has a winch. He's got a bunch of stuff that we've never seen before. And we've never really seen a robot like this. And he looks really, really amazing. Here's another robot picture. It looks like this robot looks a little more junky, but we could tell it's almost Mr. Handy. However, it has Protectron legs. Now, I think the less you have in your settlement building, the worse robot you are going to be able to build. And obviously, the better supplies you have to build the robots, the better robot you are going to be able to build. Maybe it might have to do with science. I'm not sure. Science and computers. Maybe you'll have to have a high rank to be a really good robot, but who knows? The DLC's not out. And then we move on to this image here, image 14. We could tell that there's another robot. He sort of has a saw for a hand. We really haven't seen any robots with saws for hands yet. And he sort of has this little skull on his head. And he doesn't really look that good, but he does look badass with that skull on his head. And he also looks pretty bad with that buzz saw hand that he has there. And then we move on to image 15. Now here we could see a Sentry style robot. He doesn't look like a Sentry bot because of his chest. It's not really rounded out. Really, it looks like some robot that we've never seen before. On his arm, we really can't tell what his arm has because it's not an actual full image. However, if we look at his other arm here, we could tell that is actually an Assaultron arm. You know, those Assaultrons sort of have that blender arm. Looks like it's got Sentry bot legs. And it's got a teddy bear head, which I think is really cool if you could actually put a teddy bear on the head of your robot. The trailer then goes into this image where it shows, you know, the Wanderer walking with the robot companion. We could tell that the Wanderer has some armor that we've never seen before. And it looks like the Sentry bot is completely decked out, you know. He's got packs on his back and he looks really badass in my opinion. The next image we have is this one here. It shows two robots going at it. Now, I'm not sure if it's just showing you that robots fight, or maybe there's some civil war going on between these robots that the Mechanist has caused. I would like to see that. That'd be pretty cool. I'm going to do a storyline prediction on Friday once again. And then if we go to 18 here, we could see even more robots fighting. We could see that this robot's blue. You know, most of the robots in the game are either yellow, orange. There is blue police spots, but really we don't see blue robots all that much. We could see this Assaultron is decked out. He has a saw for a hand, and he sort of has this weird armor on his back. And this blue robot doesn't look like any robot we've ever seen before, so he looks completely new, and he also has that saw in his hand, which I think is really cool. If we go into the next image, we could tell here that it's a Protectron versus a Mr. Handy or Mr. Gusty, but this Mr. Gusty is completely decked out. We could tell that this Mr. Gusty has a bunch of armor, and it looks like he has a really big gun on his arm there. He's got thrusters on the bottom. He looks really armored out like crazy. And if we look at the Protectron, he also looks armored out like crazy. We could tell that he's got some metal armor with some horns on his head, and his little feet look pretty badass too. They look like they got some thick old armor on them. And then image 20 is just more robots fighting. We could tell this robot sort of looks like it has a forklift for a body on the bottom. It looks like a Protectron top, and it looks like some type of robot parts we've never seen before there in the middle. And then if we look over here, we could see a Mr. Handy. He doesn't look too modded up, but those rings around his little legs there, those look different. His eyes look a little more armored in my opinion, and he looks a little bit more tougher. He looks like he might have some new weapons on his arm there. Can't really tell. And if we come here, we see another image. And this robot here is actually charging this robot. Of course, I can't actually play the trailer because I could get in trouble. But this robot looks like he's charging. It looks like this robot has like a flamer for an arm, and he lit this robot on fire, and the robot's just charging him. We could tell that there's going to be red paint in the game just by this. We're going to be able to paint our robots red. Looks like these robots are going to be fully customizable, even more customizable than your actual character itself. If we come to number 22, we could tell again it's the robot that came to us for help. It still has the same backpacks and everything like that. And it looks like we're fighting our way into some new area. The reason why I say it's a new area is because it has this little altar here. I've really never seen this altar, little torch in my opinion. I've never seen that throughout my travels. But it looks like it might open up some new area that we could go to, which I would be pretty excited for, to see a new area of Fallout on the map. Then we go to this image here, and this image here shows a bunch of lasers. Now, what I think is going to happen is that your character is going to need to get some armor to actually go through all of these lasers. Now, the reason why I say that, I'll show you guys more in the next image, is because, you know, maybe the Mechanist has built a security system underground that prevents non-robot objects. Basically, it'll just kill non-robots if they go through it. However, maybe your guy needs some special armor. The reason why I say that is because in this video we could tell that our character is using some armor that he's never used before. He has an iBot head. He's got some armor on his arms that we've never seen. And he's also holding a new kind of gun, as we could tell. It's actually the Assaultron head that charges up and just launches that big ass beam of energy. In the next shot, we see from a different angle that it again is the Assaultron head, and he does have his finger on the trigger like he's holding it like a gun. And we could see again the iBot and the iBot armor, and then like some sort of new armor that we've never seen before. This image shows us some Mr. Handy like Assaultron crossovers with Protectron. If you look at the eye, we could tell that is a Mr. Handy eye. And if we look at the body, it's in the body of an Assaultron, but their weapons on their hands do not look too familiar. They sort of look like pincers. And if you look at the feet, they look like Protectron feet, which I think is really cool. So that means these robots are going to be really crazy. There's going to be all kinds of robots, and I think that's going to be really awesome. Then in this image, we see a robot with two blades on its arms, and he jumps like he's doing an execution style move and just stabs the crap out of your character. The next image shows us your character using some type of buzzsaw weapon, so we know there's going to be new weapons with this DLC. We also see an Assaultron with the Protectron hand, It looks like maybe another gamma gun hand. And then we could tell he has a sword on his right arm there. And our character or the protagonist is obviously holding some new sort of weapon, some type of buzzsaw weapon. Now, in this image here, we see the armor in the background, some armor we've never seen before on the character. It doesn't look familiar at all. However, we do see a familiar looking weapon. Originally, I thought this was a railgun. However, after examining it more closely later on in the trailer, it is revealed to actually be a lightning chain gun. And basically, you hit one enemy with lightning and it chains to others. So this would be very good for taking out large groups of enemies and just to kill them really, really fast. And since there are going to be a lot of robots in this DLC, I think they're all going to try to bombard you at once. So this chain lightning gun is going to help out. Then we come here and we can actually see the robot from the image we seen earlier. He looks really big and badass and tough. He looks like he's going to be very important to this DLC, which kind of scares me because he looks really, really tough. But nothing a fat man can't fix. In the next image, we see this robot attacking us, this big, tough robot attacking us. And we also see that our character, if you look very, very closely, is using the Automatron head as a weapon. And you could see that it sort of has a little scope on it. It sort of has the two ears like the Automatron head. So definitely the Automatron head is going to be a weapon. In the next image, again, we see this big, bad robot charging at us or charging at the protagonist or whoever. Looks like a really good shot of him. Looks like he's going to be really tough. He's got some crazy armor. He's got skulls on the top of his head. He just looks completely decked out, in my opinion. I think he's going to absolutely destroy whatever he's trying to destroy. In this image here, we could see that big, bad robot again. The same one. He's got the skulls on his head, everything. And then if we look up there, that looks like the place he was at in the first image, that one of the first images I showed you guys. And he just looks really badass. He's got some more armor, and he's actually charging your character. Again, I can't actually show the trailer on the channel because I'll get in trouble. In the next image, we could see the mechanist, my bad. We could see the mechanist, and he looks absolutely badass. His armor looks cool. We could tell that there's an iBot next to him. It looks like there's a bunch of small robo brains actually working on computers in the background. Not sure if you guys caught that or not when you watched the trailer. If you already have watched the trailer, the Mechanist just looks totally badass. We got the little Enclave iBot here. The Mechanist, just look at him. He's got some cool armor on. Probably gonna kill him and take his armor. And then in here, we could see another shot of the Mechanist from far away with the iBot right next to him. And then if we come to one of the closing shots of the trailer, we actually see that this Mechanist has almost a robot army. These robots look crazy. They are absolutely insane. It looks like there's almost an infinite number of combinations for robots that are going to be in this DLC. And finally, the closing shot is of the Automatron logo with the Fallout 4 logo in it. And I think that's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be a really good DLC, guys. Anyways, it's been your boy Freaky's Gaming. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, remember to drop that like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you guys are excited for this Automatron trailer, because I am really excited for this Automatron trailer, and I cannot wait for this Automatron DLC to actually come out. It's probably going to be one of the best DLCs in my opinion, being able to build a robot fully customizable like it's showing in the trailers and stuff like that. And just what we've seen so far, it looks like it's going to be really, really awesome. Anyways, guys, I hope you do enjoy the video. If you did, drop that like, comment, and subscribe once again. Anyways, it's been your boy Freaky Gaming. I love each and every single one of you. I will see you guys right back here tomorrow. And remember, stay freaky. What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Freaky Gaming, and welcome back to another Fallout 4 video. In today's Fallout 4 video, we are going to be talking about the confirmed release date of the Automatron DLC. For those of you that do not know, Fallout 4's first DLC, Automatron, has a confirmed release date from Bethesda themselves. Now, about 19 minutes ago, Bethesda Game Studios actually tweeted this out. Creating a robot companion is just as fun as it sounds. Watch the trailer for Automatron, and then it left the link right there. However, at the same time Bethesda Game Studios tweeted that out, the official